Today, TeleFox will be teaching you how to back up your primary server just in case the main hard drive that the OS is installed on fails. So what we want to do is go to our virtual box. If it's a physical server, we just want another hard drive that is the same value as the installation disk. But for this case scenario, we have to create a disk. So we go to our server, click on Settings, click on Storage, and then we want to go ahead and create a new disk. So we're creating a new disk with the name New Virtual Disk 3. We're going to give it a size of 40 gigabytes because that's the size of the operating system the server is installed on. Click on Create, and it will go through the creation process. Now that we got the new Virtual Disk 3 created, we want to click OK, and then start the server and login. Now we want to go ahead and partition the disk. We go ahead and type up Control Panel, and we're going through the same process. Administrative Tools, click on Computer Management, and then Disk Management. From here we should see the new disk, Disk 3, and we want to partition the disk with GPT. Go ahead and click OK. And now we want to go ahead and create a new simple volume. Assign it a default letter, keep the defaults, and we can name this disk backup OS. And this disk will be used to back up the primary OS, which is right here. Okay, I changed the resolution as well, so that way the visual on the video is a little bit more clear. Now that we have the virtual disk connected to the server, we could go ahead and install the following role. We want to install the Windows Server Backup role. This will allow us to back up the server properly, so that way we could have a duplicate of the server just in case the main disk fails. So if we click on Tools, we could see all the different options we have available. We want to click on Manage and select Add Roles and Features. From here we go ahead and select the default Next. Select Role-Based or Feature-Based Installation. We would select the server from our server pool. As you can see, there's only one server found on this domain, so we'll select the one that we're currently logged on to. Right, when we get to the server roles page, we go ahead and change nothing. We are going to keep this default, and we click on Next. In the Features area, we want to scroll all the way down to Windows Server Backup. Go ahead and check that box, and then click on Next. Then we want to install that feature. Click on Install. This process may take 5 to 10 minutes. Please note, with this virtual machine, we could actually make duplicates of the virtual machine to have redundancy and backups of the server. We could also create snapshots of this server to create conditions where the server was up and running perfectly for production hours. So just take note that there is various ways to back up the server now that we have a virtual machine rather than the physical server. Now that the installation process is complete, we want to go ahead and click on Close. Now that we have that feature installed, we should be able to go to Tools, scroll all the way down to Windows Server Backup, and then we should be able to back up the server. So as you can see, it says Local Backup. It gives you information about the previous backups. And if we click on Local, we should be able to create a new local backup. So if we right click on Local Backup, we should be able to create a backup schedule, a backup once, or recovery, and a few other settings. But what we want to do is just do a single backup once. But we would do for production servers a backup schedule. So It's up to you and your administrator policies, but for this case scenario, we will select backup schedule. Then we just follow the wizard and read the context for each setting. For this setting, we click on Next. We want to do the full server backup. We want it once a day, or we could schedule it more than once a day, and we want it after hours, so off production hours at around 9 p.m. Click on Next. Backup to a hard disk that is dedicated for backups, which is recommended. Now you could back up to a network folder, or you could back up to a volume, but for this case scenario, we're backing up directly to a dedicated drive. So we click on Show Available Drives, and we want to select the virtual box disk here. It's disk 3. Then we click on Next. It will give us a message that says you have included volume backup OSF in the list of items to backup. However, it is not on the disk 3 virtual box, which is specified to backup storage. So let's see, we may actually reconfigure that. Okay, now we will go ahead and reformat the disk, I do believe, so we select the default settings. So as you can see, we highlight the disk 3, and we click on Yes. And let's see. So we click on Finish. It's going to format that disk, create a backup schedule, and now every time the server hits 9 p.m., that's non-production hours, it will start to back up the full OS. So this ensures redundancy, and it ensures that you can restore your operating system just in case a hard drive fails. So you click on Close, and it will start the backup at 9 p.m. That's how you create a backup schedule with Windows Server. If you like this video, please like, and don't hesitate to contact Telefox for all your consulting needs. You have a good afternoon.